Here come some pilgrims traveling to the Holy Land. On my word, we'll raid them of their belongings, then sell their valuables for lots of money. Are you ready? Wait. Now, attack!
Uh-oh, bandits! Run! We're only a half-mile away from the nearest town! Oh no! They're getting at us! Ah!
Sir Templar Knight, there are pilgrims who are being attacked by bandits. You must rescue them, please.
What? Quick, we must go.
Uh-oh! It's the Knights of Templar!
In the name of Christ, you have no right to rob the pilgrims in this holy land.
Fine. But I'm not finished with you yet, John. You just wait. I'll soon destroy you all.
The Knights Templar were founded at the end of the First Crusade in the 12th century. Baldwin II set aside land for them at the Temple Mount of Jerusalem. They listened only to the Pope, and the rules were written by Saint Bernard of Clairvaux, a Catholic monk. They took a vow of chastity, obedience, and poverty. Their main role was to serve Christ by protecting pilgrims visiting the Holy Land.
There were 3 classes of Templars: the Knights, the Sergeants, and the Chaplains. The Knights wore white surcoats with a red cross and served in royal and papal courts. The Sergeants wore brown habits and were both warriors and servants. The Chaplains held religious services, administered sacraments, and addressed the spiritual need of members. The Order of the Temple grew to develop one of the most trusted and networked banking systems the world had ever known. They obtained land, castles, and estates from high officials throughout Spain, France, and England. As the order grew over the span of 200 years, they acquired great wealth, influence, and military strength throughout Europe. However, their troubles were about to come. After the popes Boniface VIII and Benedict XI died, Clement became the new pope. Philip IV leveled charges against the Knights Templar, ranging from idolatry and desecration of the crucifix to corruption and other general sins. There were many witnesses that testified against the Knights Templar. However, many of the claims were not able to be confirmed. Some of the leaders of the Knights Templar confessed under torture, but later denied the charges brought against them. The Templars represented themselves, denying the charges, but under unspeakable torture and threat, many broke down and accepted the accusations for a lesser sentence of life in prison. Many others of the Knights Templar were abruptly executed, going to the stake still proclaiming their innocence. Their land and property were seized and distributed as King Philip desired.
We will never know the complete truth about the charges against the Knights Templar. If the charges against these knights were false, then perhaps Philip IV sought them as a threat to his power. Maybe he hoped to gain their land and castles. Also, Philip owed the Templars outrageous amounts of money, which would have been impossible to pay back. Whether or not the charges brought against them were true, the Knights Templar played major roles in history, protecting pilgrims, transporting money, and fighting in the Crusades, lasting for about 200 years.